good to see you.
Mr. Com, what is this company's relationship with Cracker Barrel, and what do you think of barrels full of big dreams?
The company, they are a sponsor. They were a great sponsor. They were they provided some excellent catering. On top of the catering was excellent, everyone really enjoyed it. On top of being a great sponsor and a good friend of AEW, and they love our performers. They love the guys, and yeah, we tried to work in their props, and I think it was good.
Is AEW Jesus under contract? And due to his reaction tonight, if he isn't, do you think he should be?
I'm sorry.
AEW Jesus.
AEW Jesus.
He was interacting with Jericho tonight.
Yeah. There's fan interest as Jesus that got over.
Oh, okay. Well, bless him.
How did you feel about the Pac scenario, the way it played out prior to the show? I mean, were you bummed that he wasn't able to be on the show?
It would have been great if Ben would have been able to be here. I'm a huge Pac fan, and we love Pac, and hopefully he'll be working a lot of shows for us in the future.
Can you talk at all about why he wasn't here?
No, it just didn't work out. There were a lot of reasons why, and I think the show came together great. And I think we would have loved to have him here, and we'd love working with him in the future. We all love Pac, and then we all respect him as one of the best performers.
Tony,
Super professional.
You're a huge fan of wrestling as well as somebody that's now one of the major players in the wrestling industry. Is there something about your fandom that you feel like you're going to accomplish with this company?
I mean, yeah, I think by like loving wrestling and watching a lot of wrestling, I can already see. Yeah, I think it is going to help Mark because by understanding what I understand what a fan wants to see from top to bottom. And I feel like today I was able to go in and sit with the guys, and everyone had great opinions on what was going to make this a great show, and that's what makes it such a great collaborative process with like the group we have for like booking, because like we communicate like really well. And I think I offer a little bit different perspective, not just as a fan, but as a businessman too. And like it's a little bit different from what the guys' experience is, and like it's great synergy. And I feel like as a group, not just the top executives, but all the whole roster and everybody together. Like really, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. There's like real synergy of us all working together. We all bring something different.
How did the ITV4 deal come about?
It came together long before there was an AEW or a roster of wrestlers. I live in England a good chunk of the year, and I had gone to the folks at ITV Sport and said, ITV Entertainment had been running the wrestling at ITV, and they had done this World of Sport. But I know the sport people very well from English football, and that's where those connections paid off. And I told them that there's a real chance to have a wrestling product that's a huge hit and does the kind of numbers you dreamed of for wrestling on ITV, and would be a real success, and we'd have a lot of advantages working together. And I know those guys personally, and they trust me, and we had a couple meetings, and then as stuff developed, they saw everything I was saying was legit. And then as we got to go launch in January, I kind of tipped them off. Everything, it's a go. Everything I told you, it's a go. And it's been a great relationship. Those guys are awesome.
Tony, also the women's movement is one of the biggest things in pro wrestling today, and of all brands. How do you want to implement the women's division with the company?
What was great is we have like really diverse amount of like executives and coaches who are like super knowledgeable about women's wrestling, and for me it's been really great. Like Dave's here, and I've honestly learned about a lot of the great female performers on the show from reading The Observer, and the person who sourced the great Joshi, the ladies from Japan, was Kenny Omega. Had actually found a lot of names, sent me a lot of videos, and Kenny and Brandy and I together had done a lot of work on that. And so yeah, there's absolutely, like internationally right now, it's a great time for women's wrestling, and we're going to be a huge part of it. And that's why I think the matches we presented today were on par with all the great matches on the show, and that's no surprise to me. I think we expected that going in. We had really top people, and Kenny was proud of that. He was proud of his match, but he was also proud that the ladies he'd found for us that delivered and had a great match.
Will you be part of the future AEW marketing, looking for the direct confrontation with WWE, or is it just a Cody thing?
No, I mean, everyone, what's funny is I've seen people say that like there's like not a party line, like they need to have a company line. Like no, we don't. Like everybody's trying to get something different out of it. We all just want to do the best shows. Like if any of us, if it fuels our fire, the competition, that's great. For me, I'm just trying to do the best shows possible. I'm not really thinking about their shows, and I hope their shows are great, because at the best times of wrestling, honestly, everybody was doing great stuff, because there was a time 20 years ago where all the shows were great. And maybe 21 years ago, more so than 20 years ago. 98 was a really good year. Yeah, I think we can get there again, and I just want all wrestling. I'm so excited when we get to weekly. Like we've done a show that now we can hang our hat on, that we've done one of the great wrestling pay-per-views. But I'm really excited when we get to weekly. It's just going to be a better quality of life. Like, it's going to be like the work is going to be better than it's ever been, but it's going to be like 20 years ago where like you can go your week, you're going to be able to watch a lot of wrestling, and it's not going to be a chore either. Like, it's going to be fun. And so I'm excited. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
You good?
Hangman Jericho headlining All Out for the title. Is that?
Hangman Jericho, I believe it's a TBD. Has anybody officially announced a date for Hangman Jericho? I don't believe anybody's announced a date for Hangman Jericho yet, so I think you're putting words in my mouth. We're gonna make an announcement. But Hangman Jericho is going to be for the AEW World Championship, and Hangman and Chris are gonna have an awesome match. And we're all really excited about it, and we'll announce the time and date soon.
We saw waves last night. I mean, going forward, like with weights, will weights be correlated to belts at all?
No, because I'm not planning on like weight divisions. I'm just like, we're doing like, it's like shoot sport. It's like shoot sport stuff, and like we're trying to, the weigh-ins is a neat thing about sports, and we'll see a lot of elements like that. You'll see more tales of the tape, and as we build up, more as guys have win-loss records, and we build up stats of what has and hasn't worked in the matches, you're going to see a lot more of that as we get into our weekly TV presentation, and it'll be different than what you've seen in a lot of sports, and I hope it'll be like what you've seen in combat sports that people like is the best of combat sports. I know, Austin, you're really into combat sports.
A little bit.
So yeah, and obviously, so you're the perfect person to talk to about that, and I know a lot of you guys are really into combat sports. So I think that resonates with viewers, and that's something people like to see, and you want to see, like, the best wrestlers who've had the best record fighting the champion, and that's what you're going to see. So, but weight classes, it's not really. I think we're kind of past the point of weight classes, because to me, like, a lot of the best quote unquote heavyweights would be the junior heavyweights, and then what are you saying about the junior heavyweight belt when the best junior heavyweights or cruiserweights or whatever aren't competing for that? So I just think we're going to have a world championship, and that's going to be the world championship. We're not calling it the world. And so with weights, it's really just a legitimate fact about sports, and there's going to be David Goliath matches. Sometimes there'll be a big disparity, and it'll be an interesting fact.
Tony,